What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button and join Ninja Nation. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Noah Syndergaard, who had 6 strikeouts in 7 innings due to his fastball, curveballs, and changeup. Next up is Kris Bubic, who had this wicked changeup and fastball on his way to 7 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings, but he was outdueled by Joe Ryan, who had these invisible fastballs and changeup working. It's called an invisible fastball because you can't really tell why hitters aren't hitting it. It's not a high velo fastball, but it's made effective because of his arm slot and the angle he approaches the hitters. It tends to keep its plane really well and gets over the swing path of hitters. Opponents are only hitting 187 against Ryan's fastball this year. Josiah Gray had 10 Ks in 6 innings and really showed off his wicked breaking balls. Just absolute filth. And check him out all fired up after his 10th K. You go, JoJo. Julio Urias had 6 Ks in 5 scoreless innings due to these vicious breaking balls and his fastball. He lowered his ERA to 2.4 on the season. Spencer Strider, aka Quadzilla, had only 4 Ks in 5 one-run innings, but did have his fastball and slider working, including this nasty 86-mile-an-hour slider, and also showed up his changeup. Here's an overlay of his changeup and fastball, and you can see how the velo difference is what gets the hitter. He's timing the fastball, and you can see the swing is finished before the ball gets to the plate. Jose Urquidy had these wicked sliders on his way to 4 strikeouts in 7 2/3 innings. His ERA this year is 3.69. Nice. Alex Cobb had 5 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up 1 run, thanks to his knuckle curve and this beautiful backdoor 97-mile-an-hour two-seamer. Absolutely painted. Garrett Cole had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up only 1 run, and had an overpowering fastball ranging from anywhere from 98 to 100 miles an hour, as well as his sliders and curveball. And here's an overlay of his fastball and slider, and fastball and curveball, and you can see what makes those combos so effective. Cole tunnels his breaking pitches off his fastball as good as anybody. The prettiest stuff from yesterday, that was Aaron Civale's curveball. He had 10 Ks in 6 innings, giving up only 1 run, and all 10 Ks were on his curveball. I mean, look at the drop on these things. It's absolutely beautiful. Here's a front view of that curveball, and you can see how much that thing drops. And here's a slow-mo of his release, and you can see how he tries to get to the front of the ball to create a 12-6 action. You can see why opponents are only hitting 130 against his curveball with a 42% whiff rate. Joe Musgrove had these wicked breaking balls on his way to 5 strikeouts in 6 innings, but he did give up 3 runs and was outdueled by ace Sandy Alcantara. Alcantara had 7 scoreless innings, getting 7 Ks, and had his high velo changeup and high velo fastball working. You can see this painted 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Aces are gonna ace. My filthiest pitch of the day went to Xzavion Curry. I mean, look at this insane slider putting Riley Green in a pretzel and getting the sword. And this was Curry's first strikeout in the major leagues. Zay was a star at Georgia Tech and also a star dancer, leading the team dance to hit the road jack every time the opposing team pulled their pitcher. And little known fact, when Zay was injured for a little while at Georgia Tech, my son Jack took over his dancing duties. The heavyweight matchup of the day was Luis Castillo versus Shohei Ohtani, and it didn't disappoint. Luis Castillo had 9 Ks, dominating with upper 90s fastballs. And Shohei Ohtani, he was filthy on the other side with 8 Ks in 6 innings, giving up only 2 runs. Due to his combo of splitters, sliders, and 100-mile-an-hour fastballs where he got a sword. Ohtani also unleashed his new two-seamer. Here you can see his grip. Yeah, just what he needs is another weapon. He also participated in a game of dodgeball against home plate umpire Laz Diaz, in which he lost, it appears. And I can watch Shohei take signs by PitchCom all day. New glove phone, who dis? Now on to my filthiest relievers. Ryan Yarbrough went 4 innings and had 6 strikeouts, thanks to this filth. Jonathan Loaizaga, a.k.a. Johnny Lasagna, had this slider and changeup. Paul Sewald had this nasty slider. Chris Martin had a 4-strikeout inning thanks to this drop third strike and then 3 other Ks. James Karinchak had this elevated fastball and curveball combo. And I did this overlay because I was asked why Karinchak throws so many elevated fastballs, really head-high fastballs. He throws elevated heaters because it helps him protect his curveball that he tries to get in for a strike. But my filthiest reliever from yesterday, that would be Jhoan Duran. He not only had fastballs up to 102 miles an hour, but had these absolutely unfair breaking balls. Look at these things. And that K-skip, well, that's a nice touch. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. Is this cricket? I am not sure I've ever seen a ball hit this far on a bounce. But it goes to prove that Javy Baez will swing at anything. I mean, look at Clase's face here. He can't believe it. What is up, Ninja Nation? My picks of the day today are for Edward Cabrera to have 6 Ks or more, for Justin Steele to have 7 Ks or more, and for Charlie effin' Morton to have 7 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?